All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, who teach and rule well, teaching 100% truth, and peace, love, blessings, and salutation to the sincere Akim and Akwaf, who are listening in on this truth, pushing in this truth, trying to make their call of election sure. And shalom to the brothers that's pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. May the call of election be upon our homes. All right, shalom. Yeah, I'm the brother Corner Walk from the GMS Columbus, Georgia camp. And real quick, I'm just coming at you with a real quick lesson through the spirit. This just hit my spirit, man, as I was watching the elders in Dallas, the Elder Ariala, Elder Yashawamba video that they recently just did, stating, which matter of fact, let me pull it up here. You black ninjas are all sick, disgusting, and twisted. And then also the elder from South Carolina, 08, Elder Manat most of the awakened Israelites are 2/3. Now, in these two individual lessons, promptly in the video the elder from South Carolina did, you had where these jakes were basically cursing out, brothers for getting on this dude known as Alazar, which was the head of Sakari, which I don't know the dude personally, but just according to the accusations and things that's been brought upon this guy and the wicked things that he's been doing, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, which I ain't gonna, speak on those things. That's pretty much not the point. But what you got a lot of Israelites, that's defending this guy, you see, and talking shit against, brothers for rebuking this guy, man. You see, and this is the problem, within Israel, that they see rebuke as a wrong thing, man. You see, when the scriptures tell us we ought to rebuke one another, especially when you doing something that's off and wicked. And this guy was definitely doing something that was off and wicked, man. According to the scriptures, a things that were worthy of death. You see, and this also was a very proud individual, came up against the apostles and elders, said a lot of disrespectful things, you see, taught a lot of things which as the scriptures say, teachers teaching things which they ought not, taught a lot of things that was against, a Yahweh Hashem Yahweh word. And ultimately the Lord is judging him for it, man. And the rebuke is going out, you see, to this behavior, and calling it out that it was wicked, it was not right, it was vile, and it was filthy, and it's rightfully so. But the point I'm making and getting at is that you got Israelites that's, getting upset because the rebuke is going out, man. And actually siding with this person. And that goes to show how many Israelites really don't understand the scriptures. They're really not spiritual. And it's just like the video in which the elder said, man, a lot of these so-called Israelites out here that awaken to the truth, they really just 2/3, man, because they really don't understand what they're a part of. They really don't understand the seriousness of this truth. You see, they think it's all about a get along, play along to get along type thing. Everybody just supposed to be love each other like the Christian church, man. And this ain't that. You see, when you in this truth, man, you see, and you do something that's going off, especially something to the magnitude of this, you supposed to get God on, man. That's just what it is. So I just want to bring this out through the spirit real quick. This is Amos 5 and verse 10. It says, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, man. You see? And you can ultimately add our people in with this, because they hate the fact that the men of the Lord prophets, the prophets that the Lord sent, you see, out in these last days, get on certain individuals and rebuke certain individuals when they doing things that are clearly wicked, man. When they doing things that are clearly off according to the scriptures. But these are the same people that say that they believe in the Lord, man. That say they believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? But you got Israelites getting upset, cussing men out, talking shit, women talking shit, you see? And defending this wickedness, man. And it's going off at the end of the day, man. You're going against the scriptures. And this is why a lot of Israelites, 2/3 of our people, man, even those that know they Israelites are going to be judged, man, they're going to be destroyed, man, because they speak on things and they open up their mouth, you see, not knowing that you ultimately going against the spirit, man, Because the spirit is getting on this individual, man. You see? And the fact that you know, coming up against men that are speaking uprightly, that puts you in that line of fire of wickedness, man. You just as wicked because you justify wickedness. You see? And I want to get that definition for that word rebuke right here in the Edom line. This is the word rebuke. It says to reprimand, reprove. And if you reprimand somebody, let's look that word up. If you reprimand somebody, rebuke, especially officially one, okay, rebuke, it just gonna say rebuke. Let me get it in the Edom and see what they all give me. It says severe reproof, one given by magistrate or authority for a fault. Reproof, that is to be repressed, a fault to be checked. So the fact that error, that wickedness, that fault in which that person made is being rebuked, that's supposed to happen, man. You see? He's supposed to sit back and hold your tongue on this type of wickedness happening amongst our people. You see, this is supposed to be called out. It's supposed to be put into question. It's supposed to be checked. Hey, got on. You know, however Yahweh Hashem Yahushua make it come out. Because this is utter wickedness, man. These are things which, men's supposed to be put to death for. These are serious, wickedness, man. You know? So reading down, it says to repel, to strike. It says rebuke, a reproof for a fault or wrong, a direct reprimand as an insult, a rebuff, and a now or air sense of a shame, disgrace. You see, and that was a damn shame. It was a total disgrace. You see what was going on, man. You know, and like I said, I ain't gonna get graphic, you know, and get into it because everybody heard it. And like I said, I'm not really making this lesson about that, even though it's centered around that. But it's more so about these Israelites, man. As you know, you coming up against men that's speaking on this behavior, that's rebuking it. You get mad at men for rebuking. You see, wickedness, and that makes you wicked, man. To any individual out there that's defending this bullshit, that's going along with it, that's coming up against the men, you know, that the Lord sent to reprove these things. You see, you wicked, man. And guess what, man? You gonna be caught up right in that judgment with that individual, man. To any Israelite that's doing that, because that shit is off, man. Because we ain't sent out here to be all these friendly, love Israelites, man. No. If you see somebody going off, you see somebody doing something that's against the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you claim yourself to be a believer of the Lord, you see, you're supposed to rebuke that, man. You're supposed to correct that person. You're supposed to just let that shit go on or just say, oh, man, yo, it's going to be okay, you know, and try to sweep it under the rug, you see. That's going off, man. Because guess what? You putting blood on your hands at the end of the day. The scriptures tell us that if we don't warn matter of fact, let me grab it. I ain't gonna butcher it. You see? Because at the end of the day, we ought to abide what these scriptures say. Scriptures say we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. You see? This ain't about pleasing and people's feelings and emotions and all that, man. No, we got to do what the scriptures say at the end of the day. This is Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. It says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Now it says again, when a righteous man do turn from righteousness, you see, because wasn't this individual professing himself to be righteous, professing himself to be a man of the Lord, professing himself to be a leader in Israel? You see, it says when a righteous man do a turn from righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. And because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sins, and righteousness which he have done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thy hand. You see, so if you don't warn a person, you know, whether they in the faith, you know, Israel, Jake, whether they in the faith or not, you see, knowing, seeing them going off and seeing them doing wickedness, and you don't say nothing, then you just as wicked. You see, And that's how a lot of our people are, man. They look at rebuke, you see, as hate and being off. But ultimately, it's meant for correction to put a person back in line, man. You see? Which who knows what the fate of this guy holds. I'm just speaking in an overall general, you see, broad span, not just speaking about this particular individual, but you see, you're supposed to reprove, correct, and rebuke, man. That's a part of the scriptures. That's a part of our heritage, man. That's a part, matter of fact, let me get it. That's a part of the law. See, Jake don't know what's going on, man. Jake just be talking, saying shit, and don't be fully understanding the gravity of what the Lord be having going on, man. This is Leviticus 19:17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart." And just because you rebuke somebody and correct them for their wicked behavior doesn't mean you hate them. You see? Because you get on them for being wicked. They being wicked. You see? You're not supposed to accept wickedness and just just overlook that. No, you're supposed to speak on it. You're supposed to say something. And every time it ain't gonna always come out nice. Especially to something to this magnitude. This was somebody that was claiming themselves to be a leader in Israel that was doing these type of things, man. That's been leading people astray. You see? And you got Israelites getting mad because rebuke coming out. Because correction coming out. You got to think, it's new believers, newcomers coming in, hearing these things, seeing these things that have to know that these things are wrong. And somebody has to tell them. But see, Jake ain't got that mindset because Jake all about in this thing for an Israelite party, a fan, this friendly Israelite unity bullshit. And not really understanding what this thing is about. It says, Leviticus 19:17, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." You see? That's the law. That's what we ought to do. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to rebuke one another when somebody's going off, man. Once again, especially to something as a magnitude of this. You see? Because that's completely wicked, man. All the things that's being brought out on this individual, man, is complete wickedness, man. In the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why the Lord exposed it. And put it out there in the midst of the whole congregation, man, the whole Israel, man. And it got to be checked. It got to be spoken about. It got to be corrected. So I got two more precepts, and I ain't going to go too long on this. It's just, hey, man, hey, bro. This is why, hey, man, two-thirds of our people, bro, they gonna die a terrible, gruesome death, man. You know, even Jakes that claim to be in the truth, that claim themselves to be Israelites, because they don't really understand the gravity, the magnitude of what this truth is about, man. You see? And the scriptures say every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. So all that shit that Jake talking, man, you see coming up against men for doing their job, for doing what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai commanded them to do. Hey, man, you're going to die to death. Except you repent, you're going to die to death, man. Because you're going to have to answer for that shit, man. Because it's the Most High that's speaking through these men. That's speaking through men that he set up to reprove and rebuke and to call this shit out. So you ultimately bucking up against the Lord, man. Because it's the Lord that manifests this and made this come out. And he's also making it get checked through the Spirit. Ecclesiastes 7:5. "It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise." You see, those that are of true understanding, those that are truly sent from the Lord, they will be considered the wise, you see, which is the hopeful elect. It says, "It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools." And that's what a lot of our people are, man. Fools, man. You basically pacifying this situation as if, oh, it's all good, you know. It's okay. That shit is not okay, man. That shit is wicked, man. And if the individual don't repent and get right, hey, the Lord gonna judge him. That's just what it is. Cause that's a. And at the end of the day, hey, I'm a young man in this truth. You know, I ain't saying this out of no type of, pride or, none of that, man. It's just what it is, man. Understanding these scriptures, the severity, the magnitude of, the terror of the Lord and the times that we in, man. You see, that's a very, very a scary position to be in right now, man. And it's a must needs be that rebuke and correction go forth in the earth, man. This is why our people are the way that they are, because everybody's got this mindset of just don't say nothing to nobody. You hating on that person. Don't correct. Don't judge people. You see? When that's in our heritage, man. That's who we are as a nation of people. But see, because Jake want to do away with that type of, standard. This is why our people lawless and lewd and do the things that they do, man. As things like this, as we see. Because of no reproof, no rebuke. And the only ones that's ultimately standing standing firm on that type of mindset is starting from our apostles and elders of GMS on down, man. To younger brothers and myself that actually understand the seriousness of what we are part of. That these things must need be. Because everybody get rebuked and correct. Now, individual ain't out there doing what he did, but it's times in this truth where you get got on, man. That's just what it is. But Jake too emotional and too weak to accept that, man. Because they think this thing all about just coming together, knowing you an Israelite and everybody's supposed to hold hands into the kingdom. No. If you off, you wicked, you doing things that's wicked, it got to be called out. That's just what it is, man. So in closing, I want to get this. This is Romans 1. And the reason I'm bringing this out, because due to that magnitude and that wickedness which was brought forth, you see, because it no matter if it was a woman doing it, it was still at the end of the day a momo behavior, man. You see? So I want to read this, and then I'm gonna read this also in the GNT. It says Romans 1:27, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the women, burning their lust one toward another, men with men working that which unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of the error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. See, that individual was given over to a reprobate mind to do that. You see? Because he was proud, man. And because he was a false prophet. It says, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. That was an invention of some evil, wicked, nasty stuff, man. Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. So now I want to read it. Let's go to I want to read it also in the Edom line. This is in the Salakia, the GNT. This is Romans 1 in the GNT. Let's read it. Good News Translation. And we're gonna wrap, and I'm gonna close out. This is Romans 1:27. And like I said, this is speaking about, women and women and men on man, but even just that behavior alone, that's still, you might as well say that's a part of that whole alphabet, man. The fact that you let a woman bend you, hey, man, that's that, scripture says shall be no sodomites in the sons of Zion, man. That's wickedness. It says, Romans 1:27, in the same way the men give up natural sexual relations with women and burn with passion for each other, men do shameful things with each other, and as a result, they bring upon themselves the punishment they deserve for their wrongdoing. Because those people refuse to keep in mind the true knowledge about the Most High, He has given them over to corrupted minds so that they do the things that they should not do. You see, and that's what happened. They are filled with all kinds of wickedness, evil, greed, and vice. They are full of jealousy, murder, fighting, deceit, and malice. Hey, and these different individuals have these traits about themselves, man. It says they gossip and speak evil one of another. They are hateful to the Most High, insolent, proud, and boastful. They think of more ways to do evil. They disobey their parents. And you got men in the truth that disobey their spiritual fathers, man. Men that they came up under, men that they was raised up under. You see? That if it wasn't for them, they wouldn't even knew the truth, you see? Because the Spirit is dealing with the apostles and elders. It says, because this is the point I wanted to get out of this whole thing. This is Romans 1:32 in the GNT. It says, they know that the Most High's law says that people who live in this way deserve death. Yet not only do they continue to do these very things, but they even approve of others who do them. So if you riding along with this, you siding with this, you see? You ain't rebuking this. You ain't feeling no way. You siding with it. You're just as guilty, man. You just as wicked. You see? Cause men that are checking this, that's the right spirit to be in, man. Cause that's what the Lord commanded us to do, man. As being His people. You see? So if you're not doing that, and you siding with it, and you getting mad at individuals that's rebuking it, then you just as wicked, man. You see? And if you don't repent, you're gonna get judged, man. So hey, with that, man, I pray and hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I would like to close out giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash, and double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, who teach and rule well, teaching 100% truth, peace, love, blessing, salutation to the sincere Akim and Akwaf, who are listening in on this truth, pushing in this truth, trying to make their cognitive election sure. Shalom to the brothers that's pushing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth. And shalom to the hopeful elect. May the cardinal of election be upon our homes. So the next time I want to say Kwam Yasharala, keep the faith. Shalom.